Welcome to Not Only Books, episode number 2. And today we're going to talk about something that we all need to know, and that is how to find things in a library. My name is Craig Kubik,
I'm Jason Reynolds.
and we're going to explore how you do find things in a library. And when we think about this in the old days, when libraries were first created, even like the British Museum, they would take and write down in a book a list of the titles. And so when you wanted to go find something in a library, you would go and ask for the ledger and you'd run down the page and try to find it. But then that was replaced by something else.
The card catalog came along next, and that would have been a big cabinet with lots of different drawers that would hold individual cards organized by author, title, and subject. And so you could cross-reference books found in an author with a subject index or something else, but those would be organized alphabetically, and you'd have to scroll through, find the book or item you're looking for, and find the call number written down, and then you could go locate it on a shelf.
And of course, I remember in the day when we had to type those cards, sometimes on a manual typewriter, which would be very frustrating to do that. If you made a mistake, you had to start all over again because your library science professor did not let you make mistakes. It had to be perfectly done, as libraries are all perfectly done.
That's right. That's right.
So that lived for a while, and then it changed to a new product, a computer system. Most of those were standalone, and it had those same author, title, subject, and they were big machines that were housed at the academic institution or the schools. But that, of course, technology had involved, and now it's found on
On the cloud. And everything is out there somewhere. With the same organization that we've had for hundreds of years, the author, the subject, the title, but now there's more. There's more to it.
And that's exactly where we're going to go today. We're going to look at a library website. Of course, we're going to look at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary Library because we're familiar with that.
That's right.
And we use it every day, and we're going to share that with you, looking at how you find things on a library website.
Most library catalogs have the same general 3 sections, and that's what we're going to look at first in the Swibbits catalog. The catalogs tend to have a section at the top that deals with your library account, how to get a hold of the staff members, or how to find information out regarding the library.
So it's kind of a business
Yes.
area for the library. It's my personal business and the business of the library.
Exactly. The second section tends to be the process for finding your resources, primarily searching the catalog, putting in your parameters, maybe some additional things that can lead you to a database, but generally it's going to be how to search.
Okay.
And then your third section is normally all of the other resource options you have, whether that's a database or maybe a writing center or some digital resources that have been made available maybe out of the personal repository of that library or from another collection. And so
That sounds like a rich area not to be forgotten about.
right,
Okay.
can definitely help you as you dig deeper into your research.
Okay.
And so for the Swibbits catalog, we see that here at the top, we have our location and hours, as well as our library account, and even Ask a Librarian, a way of contacting the librarians directly to get a question answered, preferably, I'm sure, within a day, if not within maybe a couple of hours of the question.
So you would identify yourself and then drop the question there. I know at some places there's an online librarian that can answer right away.
Right.
I guess it varies depending upon the institution.
Yes, I think so. The section below that is where you would begin your actual search. Now, the Swibbits Library also has some other links that are available, special collections request form, so a way of asking to look at a specific item maybe that's not available to the public. And then you also have your databases and some FAQs. FAQs intended to maybe tell you how much is a fine, or can I print in your library? So
Okay.
just some quick little questions. But we do have their search box here. So you could search for whatever. They also have a couple of different options when you search of where you can search. So it looks like they have a basic search that I assume does everything in their collection. Most of their databases are digital resources, so it goes out and crawls that. Then you have what's called locate, which is, I think, their material that's cataloged specifically in their library. Could be an ebook, could be a print book or a journal or a video. They also have WorldCat and Mobius, which are consortiums that they participate in. And so you can then search those consortiums and maybe request materials.
Okay.
Then their last section, there we go, is down below that. You have some buttons that you can click on. One is how to explore their journals. Some more FAQs for distance students or alumni. Some research methodologies. But then also they have some helpful videos about how to use their library, as well as a link to their digital collections. So as you can see, these are going to help a student who knows what they're looking for, or generally has an idea, dig deeper than just a general search that they get from the catalog.
Just by looking at the screen, as we watch that, it's good to recommend that everyone scroll down. Don't just land on the top part and let it go. There's other stuff that's below that could be premium or quality research content.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to treat a library catalog like Google and look at the first couple of instances that pop up and then go to the next page or start over. Always scroll to the bottom and see what you can find.
Check out the landscape.
Yeah.
So Jason, you were going to take us to a particular search and looking for a specific topic for any student or any researcher. They'll come with a word or an idea that they want to look at. So launch us into doing that right now.
Okay, so we're going to search for baptism, since we're looking at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. That makes sense.
That's right on target.
So we'll go to their search bar and we'll type in baptism. And we'll just do a basic search and click it and see what happens. All right. So on their page, they have, again, 3 general areas that we can look at. We have the area at the top, which includes the search bar. To the far right, there's an advanced search, so we could go in and add an author or some other parameter that helps us narrow our search. But they also have a lot of buttons right below that search bar that are filters we can use to limit our search more quickly, kind of your quick buttons instead of having to sort through a lot of different options. To the left, they have a couple of areas, one called My Dashboard, which you can save your activity, some of your searches, so that you can go back and see what did you find. If you can't find that resource again, maybe it's over here in your saved search. They have,
So the dashboard, since it said My Dashboard, is probably tied to a personal login, and in this case, it's under My EBSCO, which could be covered. We can cover in a later episode.
Right.
But those are highly personal, so they're not going to appear every time, right?
Right. It'll be something that appears for that instance, or if you're logged in, it would kind of bank that and you'd be able to go back to it. Below that dashboard, you have some additional research tools. Publication Finder, a concept map, which is interesting. It's a way of kind of trying to sort through things in an visual organizational way, as opposed to just a list of topics. Also, you have quick links, and one of the quick links that we'll probably want to talk about later is the ATLA scripture search.
So those quick links will change based upon the institutional library's priorities and access to premium quality content
Right.
might appear in that area.
Yes. The last section, the one that tends to be the most important for patrons, is the area that lists what resources are actually available. And so we can scroll through that just to kind of see. It tells us that our results are 53,000 items found with baptism as a keyword. That includes baptism in the title, and you have eBooks that are showing up, general books, on the first page, which is only 10 items on this setting, which we can change.
I notice at the top, research starter for baptism. Tell me about that.
So the research starter is, it's not AI, but it is a link out to kind of a topical index of materials on your topic that maybe will help kind of introduce you to a topic that you're not familiar with. So if you are not a Baptist and you're not really sure what baptism really means for a Baptist, you could click on this and it'll explain how it relates to different denominations. If it's a socio-political topic, then it may give you some historical information, but it's something to just get you going. I believe it actually does give you some resources as well, maybe a list of resources that you can go and find additional information in.
I notice on this one, Jason, it says Salem Press Encyclopedia. So it's not a Wikipedia interface. It's actually pulling from a scholarly, academic publication. So a student or writer could cite it and be confident that the content is genuine.
Yes. Most libraries aren't going to go out to Wikipedia. There is still some general preference for other standard resources, and a lot of these research starters will go to those.
Well, let's wrap it up for this time. It's been a good look at how to navigate Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary's library website. And next time, what are we thinking about doing?
I think the next time we're going to look at one of the presidents for Southwestern, and we're going to look at some materials that are in the archives that relate to him. So we'll kind of explore things that are not only books that are related to Southwestern's specific person.
Join us again.